welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a what's on my bookshelf, and this is just going to be a video about all the books that I currently have and that's on my TBR list, because I am still in a book slump. Because if you haven't seen my last two videos, we moved, then I was busy for my birthday. I just have a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't had time to read, or if I do have time to read, I just don't feel like it, and I don't know why. But I'm just going to go through my books and show you guys what I have here. Starting with Girl Abroad. This is what the book looks like. It's by L. Kennedy. The back says, when 19-year-old Abby Bly gets the opportunity to study abroad for a year in London, it's the perfect chance to finally slip out from under the thumb of her beloved but overbearing retired rock star father. She's ready to be free to discover herself, but first off, to meet the girl she's rooming with. That is, until she arrives at her gorgeous new flat to discover those roommates are actually all boys. Charming, funny, insufferable, attractive boys. And off limits, with the rule against fraternizing between housemates, after unwanted drama with the previous girl. So that's all I'm going to read. That's the little summary, and I don't want to spoil the rest for you guys, but it's a pretty thick book. So that was the first book that I have on my bookshelf. Next we have Honey and Spice. This is what the cover, I really like how the cover looks. This is what the back looks like. I also got this from Barnes & Noble a while ago. I think for my birthday last year. Summary says, sharp-tongued and secretly soft-hearted Kiki Banjo has just made a huge mistake. As an expert in relationship evasion and the host of the popular student radio show Brown Sugar, she's made it her mission to ensure the women of the African Caribbean Society at Whitewell College in southern England do not fall into the mess of situationships, players, and heartbreak. But when the queen of the unbothered kisses Malachi Cordy, the guy she just publicly denounced as the wasteman of Whitewell, in front of every black Wellian on campus, she finds her show on the brink. So that, I'm just going to read like the first part of the summaries or the excerpts, because I don't want to spoil the whole book for you guys. That's on you guys to see if you like it, resonate with it, want to read it. Moving on to Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. I think I talked about this in my last video, I'm not sure. Bradley Gramey is pretty much perfect. He's a star football player, manages his OCD well enough, and comes out on top of all of his classes, except that one he shares with Celine Bangura. They used to be best friends until Brad decided he was too cool for conspiracy theory obsessed Celine, and literally abandoned her for the Popular Kids tape. That sounds very interesting. That's why I picked it up, because not only is it a black romance, it is written by an amazing black woman that I've heard a little bit about her, and I think I follow her on Instagram. But it's really cute. It's a really cute book, and it seems like something that I'd be interested in. Next, we have the rest of the Twisted series, Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. One is about Josh and Jules. This one is about Christian and Stella. Two books. They follow a series of 4 friends, and they fall in love, and the books are just really good. So I've read the first and the second one, and I have to finish the series because she has another series that she's working on, and I really want to read that, but I have to finish this one first. Next we have As Good as Dead. This is the last and final book of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So Pip is still hunted. Why is my voice doing that? Pip is still haunted by the way her last investigation ended. She's used to online death threats in the wake of her viral true crime podcast. But soon the threats escalate, and Pip realizes that someone is following her into her real life. This series, the first book was so good, and I'm in the middle of the second book. So I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. But I absolutely love that book. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. When it comes to true love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up. But it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out. They'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. I absolutely love how this sounds. I was told that this is a part of a book series, but you can read it as a standalone, which I plan to do. Next we have In It to Win It. This is what the cover looks like. I really love the cover. Spoiled, fickle, and prissy are only a few of the adjectives that have been used to describe Morgan Redford. Though she's never had to worry about money, she's determined to make a name for herself on her own terms. Her new venture won't be an epic fail like former professional cuddling service or the short-lived pet hotel. This time, through the nonprofit she co-founded, Morgan is doing something meaningful, helping teens who are aging out of foster care. And she's got her eye on a property that could help that could house these kids, but the competition is steep, and one of the bidders is someone she never expected. This was at, where did I get this from? I got this from Dollar Tree. So I'm not sure if it's at Barnes & Noble or if you can get it on Amazon, but if you're interested, check this out. We have Love Redesigned. This is the first book in the Lakefront Billionaire series by my favorite author, Lauren Asher. This book is about 2 different characters. And then I think that there are 3 books in the Lakefront Billionaire series. Julian. If I ever caught on fire, Dahlia Munzo would fan the flames with a smile. So when she returns to Lake with Shira, I fully intend to avoid the interior designer. At least until my meddling mother exploits my savior complex. The faster I help Dahlia find her creative spark, the sooner she will leave town. But while I was busy getting rid of Dahlia, I overlooked one potential issue. What happens if I want her to stay? This book is on the thicker side too. I think it has, let me see. This book has 519 pages. I am a little intimidated, but I love big books because they tell you the story all the way, and then, like, you know, if there's a little extra at the end, and you just get to know the characters fully instead of like a small book compared to this one where it's on the thinner side. I think we all know what Fourth Wing is about by now, but if you don't, I'm still going to read it. I left off in the middle of Fourth Wing because I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm not a fantasy girly. I am, like, I love fantasy movies, and my family is obsessed with fantasy movies, like sirens, werewolves, vampires, just any supernatural being or creature that you can think of. And I love dragons, I do, but the romance wasn't what I was expecting. Like, it is, but I don't know what I had exactly for this book. And you see it is on the bigger side as well. I want to finish the series altogether to see how it finishes, because I know how it starts because I read Fourth Wing. Anyone else feeling like changing their mind? Zayden shouts, scanning the remaining rows of cadets with the same screw gaze of the navy blue dragon behind him. No. Excellent. Roughly half of you will be dead by this time next summer. And then I'm going to read, a dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. That is the most known quote from Fourth Wing. When Fourth Wing came out, it was all over my TikTok. That's all I heard. I heard the audios, people quoting it, people getting it tattooed on them. And I was like, wow. Next, we have Icebreaker. I have a love-hate relationship with Icebreaker. Like, guys, I did not finish. Look, this is how far I made it. I made it to chapter 4. I left off on chapter 4. I just could not do this. Like, when you look at the cover, it looks interesting. Like, I love her outfit. You can clearly tell that he's playing hockey, and she's an ice skater. So what better sports rival romance? What better romance than to have a ice skater and a hockey player together? That sounds really great. But it's just, I can't. I'm not even going to read this. I'm not even going to read the back of it. If you want to know, you're going to have to Google it. I'm so sorry, but Icebreaker is a no for me. It was too many characters. It was a lot going on. And a lot of people said it was just straight smut, which I don't have a problem with. But it was a lot going on for me to try to get it together and like focus and read it. Next, we have The Spanish Love Deception. I didn't make it too far into this book either. A lot of people hyped it up. Like, I really love the cover and I really love the book. It's a slow burn, I think, and it's fake dating. And it's just, this is a no for me. I think I might try again because I really want to like it. I really want to like the characters, and especially because I heard that Aaron Blackford is like the best book talk boyfriend out there. So I just want to see what the hype is about. Next, we have It Happened One Summer. And then I didn't make it far in this book either. Like, guys, I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm trying with these books and it's not working. But like the way they're looking at each other just seems interesting. Like, you're going to read the book, see what's happening, why they're giving each other that look. And it's going to be like, oh, that's interesting, or I really like it. But no. Another book I didn't make it far in, The Love Hypothesis. It was just, this is where I left off. I'm not reading the back. Another one is The Deal. Didn't make it too far. This is what it looks like. I had a lot of hopes for this series. I did. And it just didn't turn out it didn't turn out to be what I wanted. This is the rest of the series on the back. The mistake, the score, the goal, the legacy. But I do want to read about their, spoiler alert, if you like spoilers, they do have a daughter. So I want to read that book to see what it's about, but I have to finish this book to see how they even got there. Next we have Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Absolutely love this book so far. Melanie Garland may be the daughter of music royalty, but her world is far from glamorous. She spends her days restoring old books and avoiding the limelight. One awkward tabloid photo was enough, thanks. But when a producer offers her a lot of money to reunite with her mother's band on live TV, Mel begins to wonder if it's time to rattle the cage, shake up her quiet life, and see him again. The only person who can wrangle the wreck in the rock and roll divas. Like I said, interesting. Love the cover, but I just think it was because I tried to read it when it wasn't wintertime, and that's what really screwed me up. Next we have Love Light Farms, another book that I tried to read outside of the wintertime, and it just was not working for me. But I'm gonna read this in December. I'm gonna read these two books in December. I'm gonna see if it's better instead of trying to read it in like a different season. A pasture of dead trees, a hostile takeover of the Santa barn by a family of raccoons, and shipments that have mysteriously gone missing. Love Light Farms is not the magical winter wonderland of Stella Bloom's dreams. It's just, and I know this book has a series too. I can't remember the name of the series right now, but yeah, I think I'm going to try again. And then we have Good Girl, Bad Blood, the book that I was telling you guys about that is a part of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I can't tell you much about this because I still didn't finish it. Pip is not a detective anymore. With the help of Ravi Singh, she released a true crime podcast about the murder case they solved together last year. Though the podcast went viral, Pip insists that her sleuthing days are behind her. But when someone she knows goes missing and the police won't do anything, Pip has no choice but to investigate. This is so good so far from where I left off. Moving on to the next bookshelf behind me. As you can see, I'm very excited about this. I have my little mushroom light, and in the intro I had it on so you guys can see it, and I'm going to turn it back on. This is what it looks like, and then this is what it looks like on the shelf. It is so cute and aesthetic. So I'm going to go through and read you the books on this shelf. Starting with The Queen's Assassin. I haven't read this book yet. I haven't seen it on TikTok either, but it looked interesting, and when I read it, it was very interesting to me too. So I'm going to read it and see. Oh, there's another book, The Queen's Secret. Like I said, I haven't gotten to the series yet. I'm a little nervous because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it because I didn't hear about it. But just because it's not a mainstream book doesn't mean it's not good. Keldon Holt is the kingdom's deadliest weapon. No one alive can beat him in speed, strength, or brains, which is why he's the Hearthstone Guild's most dangerous member. Cal is also the Queen's assassin, bound to her by magic and unable to leave her service until the task she sets for him is fulfilled. I was drawn to this because, like I said, I come from a fantasy background, so this just sounds interesting to me. The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the last book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I love Lauren Asher's books because the romance that she writes about is so good. I've read The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. Those are my two favorite books, along with Twisted Love and Twisted Games. So if you're not familiar with any of those four books that I just mentioned, please familiarize yourself with them now because you're going to thank me. You're going to thank me. That's all I'm going to say. I'm the Kane brother everyone gossips about behind closed doors. Trust fund brat, washed up athlete, high functioning alcoholic. No one knows the real me but her. Lana, my childhood best friend and the only woman I've ever loved. When I broke her heart 6 years ago, I promised to never return to Lake Wisteria. I kept my word until my grandfather's will changed everything. To receive my inheritance, I was tasked with spending a summer at the family lake house before selling it. The request was simple in theory until my entire plan blew up on the very first day. Turns out Lana doesn't just live at the house, but she claims to own it too. Mind blown. Next we have Happily Ever Afters. I got this book in 2021, which is no excuse because I should have read it by now. But the cover is really cute. I love the background. 16-year-old Tessa Johnson has never felt like the protagonist in her own life. She's rarely seen herself reflected in the pages of romance novels she loves. The only place she's a true leading lady is in her own writing and the swoony love stories she shares with only Caroline, her best friend. When Tessa is accepted into the writing program of a prestigious art school, she's excited to finally let her story shine. But when she goes to her first workshop, the words are gone. Like I said, this book, not only is she a young black woman, and so am I, but I just feel like I can relate to her just from reading that. Next we have Milk and Honey, 365 Days. I didn't make it far. I did not make it far into this book. I watched the movie on Netflix, but I don't think the book is for me. I might give it another try, or I might sell it. I'm not sure. Next we have Bridgerton, the first book, The Duke and I. I've watched the first season on Netflix, but I just felt like I wanted to read the book to see how similar it was to the first season. Next is Pillow Thought. Next I have Twisted Games. You can see I annotated a lot. If you don't know Twisted Games, it's basically about Bridget and Reese, or Rice. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But she's a princess and he is her bodyguard. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Like, the tension, it drew me in right there. I read it. I read the back of the book and I just knew. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I finished this book, I want to say last year. It is very good. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. This book had me on the edge of my seat all the time. My emotions were all over the place. It was crazy, but in a good kind of crazy. The book definitely draws you in. So please give it a try, and hopefully you guys like it as much as I do. We have Twisted Love, the first book of the Twisted series. This covers Alex and Ava. Alex is a devil blessed with the face of an angel and cursed with a past he can't escape. Driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance leave little room for the matters of his heart. But when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, he starts to feel something in his chest. A crack, a melt, a fire that can end his world as he knew it. Read the Twisted series. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. You have to read the Twisted series. You're gonna thank me. Next, we have The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. This was the series that I was talking about, the Dreamland Billionaire series, when I was talking about when I was on the first shelf. This is Terms and Conditions covers Declan and Iris. And the fine print covers Rowan and Zara. Absolutely love it. This selection, you see I didn't make it far. I bought this a while ago too. It's not for me, but I think it's because it's a YA book. This is the series that's on the back of the book. So it seems interesting. Just like from reading it, it does look interesting. I have 50 Shades of Grey. We're not. Then I have Claim Me. I didn't even start this book. I don't really know why I got it. I do, but I don't. But I think I might sell it. I'm not sure. I might give it a try. I don't know. Then I have a Webster Spanish-English dictionary because I took Spanish 1 and 2 in high school. So I feel like it's good to know another language in your life instead of just knowing one. Then last but not least, I have Cinderella is Dead. I absolutely love this cover. I made it this far in the book, and I'm going to read to you what it's about. Now teen girls are required to appear at the annual ball, where the men of the kingdom select wives based on a girl's display of finery. If a suitable match is not found, the girls not chosen are never heard from again. 16-year-old Sophia would much rather marry Aaron, her childhood best friend, than parade in front of suitors. At the ball, Sophia makes the desperate decision to flee and finds herself hiding in Cinderella's mausoleum. There she meets Constance, the last known descendant of Cinderella and her stepsisters. Like I said, I love fantasy. It's just Fourth Wing I really struggled with because I guess it was my first fantasy book, my hardcore fantasy book. Because I read this book before Fourth Wing. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll definitely see you in my next one. And as you can tell, I was a little nervous and I was tripping over my words, but just bear with me. And I promise I'll get better at it.